He's back! No, not you. Get out of here. No, not you either, jeez. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about YouTube's biggest sweetheart, David Dobrik. Well, YouTube's ex-biggest sweetheart until he turned into Icarus and, flew too close to the sun and fell down in a blaze of glory straight back to Earth. Let's talk about how he fell from grace initially anyway. David Dobrik, a name synonymous with high-energy vlogs and over-the-top stunts, once orchestrated a controversial prank involving Jason Nash and Seth Francois. Twice, Seth was tricked into believing he would be kissing a woman, only to realize that, in fact, he would be kissing Jason Nash. Twice.
Last year pulled a prank on Seth where he thought he was making out with Corinna, but he was really making out with Jason. A couple days later it was time for the shoot, so we hired 3 women to play the sexy Sasquatches so that Seth wouldn't notice when Jason switched out with one of them mid-shoot. And this was all happening while the rest of us sat in a tiny trailer outside the house watching his every move on a tiny screen.
And Lindsay, and just keep working with each other. You gotta really pay attention, really get into them. Maybe a little motorboat over there. Okay, make a crash, make room.
Congrats on your commercial, Seth.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's working! What the fuck?
While it may have been framed as a comedic moment, for Seth, the impact was far from funny. He opens up about how this betrayal of trust made him feel, both in the immediate aftermath and as he processed the deeper implications over time.
Said that I was supposed to do a makeout scene with Corinna and then switched her out with Jason Nash.
Right.
And he was just like, yeah, we just have this scene, I want you to make out with Corinna and, are you cool with that? And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm fine with making out with Corinna. That's fine. I don't understand exactly what this bit's for, but I'm just trying to basically just get it over with. We kind of start the makeout. Starts going, and then it's going on for a decent period of time. And after Jason pulls off his mask, and I realized that, I just was touched by someone that, I did not, consent to having their tongue. And I'm sorry, it is a little bit hard to kind of talk about this because this situation, I know a lot of people because also I'm a man coming out about something that's a sexual battery, sexual assault type of situation.
We could also talk about Jeff Whitting, a key member of David Dobrik's vlogging crew, who suffered a near-fatal injury while filming a stunt. David, operating a construction crane, pushed the limits way too far. He started to spin Jeff around while Jeff was attached to a rope at the end of a backhoe in the middle of a lake. While spinning through the air, David abruptly stopped the backhoe, causing Jeff to continue to swing because, inertia's a thing, and he ended up swinging all the way around into the side of the backhoe where he then smashed his skull into it. This incident has haunted Jeff ever since, leading to multiple surgeries and an ongoing battle to recover physically and emotionally. As Jeff began to seek answers and justice from David, darker allegations surfaced. Jeff claimed that David, alongside Natalie, forged his signature on a document to shift the blame to him and label the stunt as Jeff's idea.
Why are you putting that in here and victim blaming like it's oh, I knew this and I needed to, I did this because Jeff asked. It was all Jeff's idea. That's it. That's where we're going. That's what this video is about, is David saying, hey guys, I still don't know how to take accountability, so I'm going to reach for any piece of information and use that against Jeff. I'm going to play this clip, even though it means nothing. Saw it after on the fucking deathbed. I opened it up when we were at the hospital after I already smashed his skull in and nearly killed him. What are you going to pull up next? The fucking girl that got she's in a bikini on Instagram? What are you going to do to justify stuff, bro? Just fucking own up to it.
Honestly, it sounds like hell for Jeff. He not only got his face smashed in, but has to go through all these legal battles and stupid loopholes that David and crew are trying to do so that they cannot be blamed for the accident. Or we could talk about another former exiled Vlog Squad member, canceled, exiled, whatever you want to call it, Dom Zigladis. A former member of the Vlog Squad, Dom was accused of sexually assaulting a woman during the filming of a video. This video was intended for David's channel. Shockingly, the footage of the night's events were not only recorded, but edited and uploaded directly to David's channel to be shared with millions.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We got 3 in there.
Jonah's gonna peek in so he can describe it to me.
Oh my God. funny just like listening to this.
That's what happened. I opened the door and I was like, wow, they look kind of good.
It smells like someone was murdered in here.
Dom, what's up, dude?
You are sweating like a racehorse. Was that your first threesome?
Yeah, thanks, David.
For the victim, it wasn't just a traumatic experience, it was one that was broadcast for the world to see. And for David and team, it caused many fans and content creators alike to raise serious questions about their role in creating and enabling such a situation. Adding to the fallout of all of that was Casey Neistat's documentary, which cast an unflinching spotlight on David and his role in these controversies. According to Casey, the documentary revealed a deeply troubling side of David, a refusal to take accountability for his actions, and a series of responses that only further tarnished his image.
This idea that sensationalism equals more views, and that perpetuating cycle invariably ends in disaster. And that's exactly what happened to you, David. I don't know what my question is, but I guess it's like, does that thought mean anything more to you now?
No.
By the end of the documentary, David's evasiveness and lack of remorse left an impression on Casey that was impossible to ignore. He then decided in that moment, after talking with his wife about the situation, that him and David could no longer be friends, and that this documentary was about David's lack of responsibility while creating this type of content.
You could imagine, Jeff, the story I'm trying to tell, which is of this YouTuber, and then all of a sudden I'm faced with this decision to either abandon it, which I don't think I could have lived with myself, or now I'm making a movie about sexual assault, violence, and someone almost losing their life because of what is clearly negligence. I knew I had to finish this movie, and I had to tell the story. And I did that. And I think you uniquely know that David stopped being friends with me or social with me the moment he sort of realized that I wasn't going to back off from this story.
Yeah, same.
And the way I framed it to him was like, David, this movie's being made with or without you.
Yeah.
And what I'm here to do is give you the opportunity to speak on your behalf. The same way that you and I sat down 5 different times so you can make sure, I wanted to really make sure you were sharing what you wanted to share.
Yeah.
So in any event, like, no, the friendship, fun Casey David thing was over the minute that story came out.
You know, David, you got the quotes in your documentary. It's not funny unless somebody gets hurt.
Cool visuals and funny stuff, and this is not funny unless someone gets hurt.
Do these stunts ever concern you, Natalie?
Yeah, all the time. That's my job. That's why I'm here. I'm here to be like Safety Sally.
That's what he says in your doc.
Moreover, Jeff, I saw the raw footage from that day.
Yeah.
It was some of the most upsetting shit I've ever seen.
So maybe that's why I still go on with why I push so hard, why I still do podcasts, why I still do, main channel documentaries and everything that I try to do, open barbershops, products, whatever. Like, I'm still trying to do so much because I just don't want to be that guy in that video that got hit by the crane by this dumbass David Dobrik.
So anyway, while David has been dealing with the aftermath of all of that, meanwhile, his ex-podcast host, Jason Nash, has been absolutely grinding.
Yeah, he calls me to play pool, and I'm like, I gotta go live, and I don't expect him to understand that. Like, I know I've told him. There's also things that I say to him, and I'm not sure if he hears me. Like, I'll say things like, I'm losing my house. and he'll be like, oh, but just come play pool.
Mike, one more Mike!
Come on, guys. Gotta get something bigger than that. We need a dyno.
I got 700 people in here. I only got 300 points. Play! Use the fucking double! It's a fucking embarrassment. I got 900 people in here. I fucking entertain you your whole fucking childhood.
And whatever's changing, Jason Nash is somewhere on live panhandling for money. Okay?
Thank you, Kristen. We have to keep winning, guys, to get gloves.
Jason's gonna spend TikTok money on cigarettes.
I didn't fucking risk my life in David's vlogs to sit here with 300 goddamn points. Let's fucking go!
I'm losing my house.
Screaming does not work.
18
naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big hair Johnny Cogswell.
I'm losing my house. Oh, but just go play pool. I gotta go live.
So this all brings us to now. The infamous David Dobrik returns to YouTube with a vlog. And he is... what? Oh my god, he's jacked? I think this transformation would have came out as much more of a shock to people if Nikocado Avocado didn't come out earlier this year and instantly lose 300 pounds to make a return as like an evil Batman villain.
I am the villain because I've made myself one.
But of course, you know, it's still shocking and jarring to see somebody have such a huge body transformation. I'm sure people are giving him his props for getting fit. Let's see what Twitter has to say about this. He looks like a person that should not have muscles. No amount of abs will compensate him almost killing his friend. I've noticed that a lot of awful people get into fitness as a substitute for actual self-improvement. They know they're pieces of shit, but actually being a better person is too hard, so they convince themselves that gaining muscle and losing weight makes them a better person. Alright, so not quite the reaction that he might have been hoping for, but that is a reaction. David's comeback video is a 14-minute, 20-second video where he and his cast visit the 7 wonders of the world. Getting drunk, getting groped, getting injured, and getting shredded. Hell yeah, fuck yeah, getting shredded. David Dobrik starts the video out by telling his childhood friend Ilya that if he went on a vacation with him, he would participate in a workout routine and body transformation. Unfortunately, as portrayed in the vlog, or more likely, fortunately, this trip consisted of flying around the world for months, visiting all 7 wonders of the world. Before they go out on that trip, however, David shows them what his body looks like before working out. He shows his body here, and he's not fat. Of course, he's just a normal body type, even maybe on the skinnier side. But in classic David video fashion, his friends react this way.
Oh my god! It's worse than I thought.
Listen, I was shocked too when he took his shirt off, but not necessarily because he was fat, because of how small his nipples are. They're both really tiny. They've got that ring of hair around them, and I mean, those are objectively tiny nipples. You have to agree with me. There's no other consensus on this. Kind of far apart too. Ilya and David agree to travel together across the world and embark on their trip. The video then does a hard cut to a travel montage where they visit different wonders of the world. This first video ends with David reaching out from the top of the Christ the Redeemer statue, holding his arms out just like Jesus's. Listen, he got all the young, knowledgeable kids to dislike him because of what he did and all these sexual assault allegations. He's gonna get Bill and Brenda, the old conservative, middle-class, Midwestern, white family, to start getting pissed off at him now too. He's desecrating a holy site. The video then cuts to one of TikTok's most notorious e-beggars, Jason Nash. Jason makes his appearance in the video as the Pope. Like I was saying, Bill and Brenda, they're gonna be pissed. At least if there's one thing that can unite both sides in this divided world, it's hating David Dobrik. Now that Jason Nash has his old job back from the Seth controversy, I wonder how his character is going to change for the new videos. Okay. I really didn't know what I expected, but of course the most sane thing to do in this situation would be to shove your face into the cock and balls of another person 3 seconds into your on-camera appearance. Speaking of Jason, other cast favorites are back and giving into David's demands again, like Corinna, Zane, Jonah, or Nick, his real name, Susie, Scotty, the D'Amelios, blah, 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 celebrity, blah, I don't know all these names, I'm bad with faces, I showed you all the pictures of them. David then got stung by a bee, and got DSLs to go with his BBL. Going with the theme of sexually suggestive and weird content, they decided to meet the most family-friendly TikToker around, Sam's Taylor. I've seen this guy so many times on my TikTok page and I do not know how to feel about him. On one hand, he's absolutely hilarious and he makes me giggle sometimes. On the other hand, he says things like this.
Little Chinese boys don't even want a suit from me. They just want to be violated by me, absolutely violated. But Beijing and Shanghai, Beijing and Shanghai. Let me open up this mutt. I'm world renowned for opening up mutts. Wants me to smack his ass. Can I get a tool? Can I get it? Somebody give me a Too late. I just smacked his ass and smacked it again. So we do not live in a perfect world. I cannot violate this woman.
And David, I just think that it's a valid note that after getting canceled for what Jason did and what Dom did in your videos, that it might have been a little bit wiser to pick and choose the bits and characters for your return vlog a little more carefully. The lack of critical thinking here makes me want to just yell in his face and be like, "Bad David! Bad, David, bad!" The vlog then continues with a huge party montage where David and friends are doing normal things like drinking, dancing, speeding a car into a pool. Wait, oh my god, wait, what? He's back to dangerous stunts too? My god, David, when will enough be enough? You've already smashed in somebody's skull, how much more blood will you spill? Yes, that's right. David is back to facilitating dangerous stunts again, where during one of these Project X-type parties, his likely intoxicated friend, Nick Antonian, floors the gas pedal of a car next to a group of bystanders into a pool to get a 5-second clip for David's vlog. The video then cuts to David doing the most charitable thing I think he's ever done, where he brings Jason off the streets yet again by announcing to him that he's bringing back their podcast views. Jason then starts crying about the proposition of the podcast returning, and honestly, I believe this is a genuine reaction, judging on how soulless Jason Nash has seemed over the past few years, shilling for roses and galaxies 8 to 12 hours a day, just yelling at people to give him money. He can finally breathe a sigh of relief knowing that Mommy David is feeding him that sweet podcast milk again from that new voluptuous chest. The next portion of the video is David starting to exercise. He began this portion by talking about how he struggled physically and mentally over the past couple of years, conveniently leaving out any of the reason as to why he's been feeling that way or why he's not been posting for 2 years.
I'd be lying if I said the last couple of years were my healthiest, or my happiest. I let go of myself and stopped doing the things that I really enjoyed.
The video then cuts to more boring workout montages with motivational bullshit over top of it, you know. Classic body transformation video. David then begins to reveal his body to all of his castmates. God, long ass neck, look how stretched out that neck is. You know how people say that bodybuilders are just like little guys trapped in big muscle suits? Well, David looks like a little guy trapped in a medium guy's body. Too many shoulder shrugs there, David. It's insane seeing David Dobrik's doughy ass smile on a body that's that shredded. And of course, after 2 years of traveling and working out, it wouldn't be a David Dobrik video without giving away a ton of Teslas due to SeatGeek. Luckily this time though, he doesn't give all of his rich friends a Tesla, but he gave them to people who are normal laborers that work all kinds of jobs at all kinds of spots like YouTuber pizza joints and Dobrik's Pizza. Now, giving away cars for a YouTube video, it's proven to be pretty tricky, because not only do you have to give away the car to someone, but in the eyes of the government, good old Uncle Sam needs to fill his pockets and take taxes off of that gift. Hopefully, these workers that are working at Dobrik's Pizza get paid enough to be able to afford the taxes that come with being gifted a brand new car. Anyway, here's a giveaway montage, yada yada yada. Oh my god, it's Mr. Beast! Mr. Beast comes on shortly at the end of the video to do what he does best, which is promote Feastables in any way possible. David and Mr. Beast apparently made a bet that at the beginning of the year, if David didn't get the body transformation that he wanted and get shredded, that he would have to buy 20,000 Feastables bars. Let me look up how much a Feastables bar is. I just want to see how much 20,000 bars would cost. General Milk Chocolate, 10-pack, $35. Wow, that's expensive. So going off of the price on Mr. Beast's website, the milk chocolate bars, you could buy a 10-pack for $35, which means 2,000 packs to make 20,000 chocolate bars, multiplied by $35. That brings our total to $70,000 in chocolate bars. But if David did get shredded by the end of the year, then Mr. Beast would have to do what David does best, which is to do a giveaway to Elia, which is it's a Mr. Beast branded Feastables Lamborghini. What? Of course it wouldn't be a free Lambo with no strings attached. Like, it's Mr. Beast. He's got to tie in a Feastables promotion somewhere. So David seems to be back in the full swing of things, but I'm unsure if he can keep up with these videos after coming back with one that was basically just a highlight reel of a billionaire's son that's in his early 20s. I'm sure there's a cautionary tale somewhere in here. about keeping up with the same style of videos after taking it so far to create them in the past, and not taking accountability for his past controversies, and coming back like no one would remember to a video where the content is the same, might not work out as well as he hopes, but what do I know? I mean, the guy got 6.5 million views in a week, so tell me what you guys think about David Dobrik coming back to YouTube. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/SuperiorWad. Like and subscribe this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.